Welcome to the first installment of CTMU Ethics, which will be focused on meta-ethics. With the module being focused on ethics, it seems only appropriate to start with the most foundational pieces of an ethical framework. To start, it's important to understand what meta-ethics entails. Meta-ethics is the investigation of what the concepts good and bad mean, how we can delineate them, the standards by which we do so, and whether the distinction is truly real and categorical. The fundamental building block of any ethical system is that of the analogs, or binary, of good and bad. So, what is goodness? When we refer to goodness, we are referring to a utility deficit that is alleviated, a utility surplus, so to say, which means that there is a state of affairs that is required to be the case, and that it is accomplished via that which is needed for it to be the case. Now, one would have reason to say, why is that the definition of goodness? And the answer is because everything that is of utility in any ethical system is dependent on a state of affairs. That can't not be the case without that which maximizes it. That's to say, goodness itself is that which must be, and good is that which accomplishes its maintenance and existence. If good is utility, then goodness must be the capacity for utility, as that is of a higher order. Colloquially speaking, we refer to goodness as that which is utile. X is good because it provides a utility. It provides a utility because it maximizes the existence of a state of affairs that is required to be the case. So, utility is ultimately dependent on existence, and the prioritization of utility necessitates the prioritization of the capacity for utility, which means that utility prioritizes the existence of utility, which means that utility prioritizes existence. This entails that goodness is inherently reducible to a state of affairs, something that must be and can't not be. This means reality. Reality is the most reducible, ultimate form of this utility surplus. Reality is that which must be and can't not be. Goodness is the maximization of reality, and moreover, the maximization of reality's self identification. The greatest possible utility surplus is that of reality, without which utility wouldn't have the capacity to exist, and hence utility is inherently linked to the maximization of existence. Meaning that which is good, that which is utile, is ultimately reducible to that which maximizes existence and the capacity for utility. The questions following from this only become a matter of derivation for them to be answered. What is evil? What does it mean to maximize existence, etc.? Evil is the negation of the capacity for good. Evil is the attempt at minimizing existence and self identification. The reason evil is a negation and not actually real is because it is incoherent. This is something I'll go in depth about in the moral realism installment, but it is nonetheless important to note here. The good evil duality is a duality between existence and self negating existence, which is why, exactly in an archetypical theological context, the devil causes not direct immolation, but rather lures Telors into self destruction. Given the free will presumption we have on the basis of self determinacy, we know we can turn away from that allure by choosing to maximize existence. But what exactly does it mean to self identify and maximize existence? By what standard is that achieved? We will go into that in the future installments on the different schools of normative ethics. As for self identification, it is a mapping, it is a model of reality, it is a self model of reality. So the question of self identification is just a question of self modeling. How much, and to what extent, and to what capacity, in a constrained form, in a limited, self limited form, we're just modeling reality. We're reality modeling reality. And so the maximization of self identification would just be arriving at the maximally correct, the maximally perfect model of reality that is coherent, consistent, and descriptive.